Corio, where the Devils got off to a really good start. 2 goals within the first 5 minutes. They only kicked 2 more for the first quarter and have not scored since. Belmont Lions kicking 5 goals, 6 in the second quarter to have a 21-point lead, and Dale Smith looking very much the better side as the longer the game's gone.
Yeah, look, they've really taken control during that second quarter and really didn't give the Corio side a look in. I think they might have ventured forward maybe once or twice past their forward 50, and obviously we know in the first quarter that Belmont needed to take a bit more advantage of their scoring opportunities. Well, for the Corio side, they couldn't actually put a score to the board in that second quarter. So I imagine this third quarter for them, it'll be all about attack and not too much about setting their defence, but it'll be all about getting the ball into their attacking end of the ground and hopefully trying to strive towards getting a couple of goals and being at least 3 in front at the three-quarter time break.
Umpire holds the ball aloft, back in the centre of the ground, and Stewart gets up, but it's the hard-working Evans who wins the tap out in front of Hahn. He pushes the ball forward, but Weymouth comes out and is tackled, dispossessed. No, it was actually Larkins and Blaine Sharp loses possession, and Hand takes the ball, kicks it across the ground, finds his coach Nathan Bissett unattended, just forward of the centre circle. Bissett looking for options down forward, kicking into a very, very strong breeze still. Those trees are really whipping. Kicks the ball perfectly, sharp and low, gets some penetration, but the ball's gone into Corio's hands, and it is their big defender in Van Zyl who will take a free kick, kicks it out, and Laurie takes the mark right on the 50-metre line, half-back flank for the Corio side. Looking to kick the ball quickly, and he kicks it beautifully to Grace, who's on a very long, straight lead. He's now on centre wing, looking to drive the ball forward. He kicks over the top of a pack, and he does a very good job, but his teammate Larkins can't hold on to the ball. Belmont Lions defenders come in, and once again they're outnumbering Corio. Bissett gets the ball, very quickly releases a handball across. Hahn picks up the ball on the run, kicks low and strong into the forward line, and hits Brent Jarks on the chest, and he'll kick at goal, probably too far considering the wind that he's kicking into. He'll kick from about 45 degrees, and on previous attempts at Dale, he probably won't make it.
Yeah, look, I'm just looking at the breeze out there at the moment. It's probably the best it's been. If he's going to kick a goal, this might be his best chance. It's not really evident because of these trees here, so he might get a little bit of protection if he can keep it a little bit low. He's taking advantage of the new rule. He's going to get the distance. The accuracy is not there, and it goes across the face and through for a minor score. So Brent Jarks, 2 goals, 4 for the afternoon, and now 6 goals, 10. Thanks for the plate, Grub. You're a good man. And it's going to be now kicked in from the full-back position, and it's going to be Bennett that's going to be kicking in. This is Toby doing the kicking in duties. He has a few options. He's going to come to attacking side of the ground, so I'm pleased to see that. They're looking to bring the ball out long. Chris Laurie will get in, can't take the mark. It's picked up though. He's going to end up with the ball. Has it now, looks for his options, goes forward, and the mark is taken by Grace. So Grace, defensive side of centre wing, goes short. Lead up player is good, and the mark has also been taken. And this time by Saddington. It's Alex Edwards. Edwards goes inside, goes looking for Cotter. Only just makes the target, but I suppose that's all you've got to do. He's now going to transfer across the ground. So again, from the attacking side to the defensive side, the kick was good. Mark was not taken. Put down on the far side of the ground by De Vries. He's got support, and it was with Bennett that was there to support him. Cotter's working hard in the middle of the ground, but it's going to be Fletcher that had the ball. He didn't have the ball when he was tackled. Umpire says it's your free kick. So Adrian Fletcher now, middle of the ground. Little running player goes sideways. Probably could have given the handball. Ends up in the hands of O'Connell. Goes short. Looking towards Gray. He's over the top of the ball. Needs to get it out. Umpire could nail him here. He sits over the top. Player leaves him, takes him from it. Picked up again, working through the contest. O'Connell. He actually stopped before he was given the free kick. And he's going to go back now and take the free kick from inside the centre square.
They're looking very groggy still. The trainer's wandering out, but while he's got the footy, the pain seems to disappear. Quick hand pass now releases a teammate who kicks the ball forward, and coming out to take the mark is
Beath
for the Belmont Lions side. He's on just outside the 50, kicks it long and high. The wind holds it up. It lands about halfway towards the goal. Evan comes out, can't quite take the mark. That's probably a sling tackle that should have been rewarded, but the ball goes forward for Corio. Quickly kicked forward there into the forward line. It's Larkins now who runs onto the ball. He's got the skill to get around his opponent. He certainly has. And a nice low kick into the forward line looking for Taylor, but coming out to take a relieving mark there. Is that Fletcher?
Fletcher's got the ball now.
Fletcher's got the ball now on the wing. Hand passes quickly to Hand. He drives the ball forward. Again, kicking it high, not really stabbing, giving his teammates little chances. Many Corio defenders have come over the top. Hand follows up, gets another go at the ball. He's tackled and lost possession. Ball jubbles out. Belmont Lions get it again. Kick it forward again, but there's a nest of Corio defenders. It's Van Zyl who gets the ball now. Long left foot kick out onto the wing, looking for a teammate, but it's a very short teammate. And coming over the top of the pack to take the mark is O'Connor. O'Connor for Belmont kicks forward. Toby Bennett comes out in front of Jarks, tries to win the ball, but Jarks butters up really well, kicks it along the ground to his own advantage, grabs the ball, but Bennett drags him to the ground. The umpire has no choice but to... No, he's not going to ball it up. He's going to penalise Jarks for hanging on to it too long. Grubby, what do you think about that rule? Is it a bit of an annoyance?
Oh, not really. As I say, with a bit of prime.
What is more annoying
50 metres too, by the way. 50 metres, by the way. No, if you drag it in, you have to get it out. No matter if I throw the grandstand on top of you and 30 blokes. If you're the one that drags it in, you must get it out. It's pretty clear to me. If you can't get it out, don't drag it in.
So Bennett from defensive line of 50 goes long, looking for Grace over the back. The ball comes, picked up. Belmont, they may return the ball back the other way. McKenzie drives the ball back through the middle. O'Connor had the ball. He was tackled. Was able to get the ball away. No, he's not. He's tackled. Umpire said you had prior opportunity. Free kick goes to the Devils, and it's going to be Cotter in the middle of the ground. So Cotter now has the ball.
And that's the different one. If you have prior opportunity, you've got to get rid of it.
Goes short, and we'll find Grace leads up. So he's had a couple of good touches, making a little bit up the ground now. Goes long, looking for his teammate. Ball gets out the back. Going to be going towards Jennings and the boundary line. Boundary line will win out, so we'll have a throw-in to take place 25 around from the behind post.
Grace has done a really good job as a lead-up player for Corio. He's taken a lot of chess marks on the lead. They seem to have kicked it to him pretty well. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
So the ball now picked up and it's cleared away. It's Belmont. They move through Jolly, brings the ball back towards the centre of the ground. It's no mark taken, but at ground level, players required to pick it up, and it's done that by Gray. He goes out wide, and he couldn't find a teammate there in Edwards. He couldn't pick the ball up, but he goes back and wins possession again. Handballs over the top. Fletcher, good release, goes back towards Edwards, goes back towards Fletcher again. Well, it wasn't Fletcher that time, but Fletcher's now getting into assist, and the umpire will come in and take possession once again. A ball up to take place.
Almost on true centre wing, just slightly Corio's way. Stewart in the ruck, gets himself forward, taps it beautifully down to Bennett. Bennett wheels round on the right foot, kicks deep into the forward line, but it's into the dead pocket. Oh, very favourable bounce. Pops Corio back into the advantage. Coming out to pick up the ball, grabbed high and will be given a free kick. Is the player Blake Ash, I should say, and he'll be shooting from the forward pocket. Very tight angle and probably on the wrong side, but there's certainly an advantage. They really need a goal here to get their confidence back up. Don't know what this young fella's kicking like, but he comes in now, as I said, tight angle, but he's a left footer, which helps. He's kicked it up high to allow the Breeze to carry it in, but it's carried it too far. That is the first minor score for the afternoon to the Devils. They are 4-1-25. Belmont Lions 6-10-46, and we are 7.5 minutes into the third quarter.
So Belmont take the kicking position, go to Bissett in the back pocket. He steps around the player coming at him to O'Connell. Been okay, goes short, looking for his teammate. In there is Chris Laurie, got a hand on the ball. And again now it runs towards the boundary line. It's fed back inside. Corio, they are able to get the ball out. Ends up in the hands of Laurie once again. So he goes back inside. Picked up by Bennett, goes long, and he will go straight, and he will kick his first goal of the afternoon. So the Corio side have their first since quarter time. They move to 5 goals, 1. They trail Belmont on 6-10. We have gone 8 minutes. Third quarter to Granny Cycling Sports, third quarter scoreboard.
It's a bit like the man playing with the juniors, isn't it? His boys couldn't quite kick the goals, and he said, "Look, get out the way, I'll show you how to do it." He's a wonderful, wonderful player. I picked young Blake Ace. I know he missed the goal. Something real strange happened here. He lost his mouth guard, right? And the Belmont boy got the free kick. The Belmont boy plays on, and where's Blake Ace, do you reckon?
Looking for his mouth guard.
Picking up his mouth guard. Leave it there till he and the bloke just ran straight past him, and he's looking for his mouth guard. So little things like that they've got to learn. They've got a lot to learn, but they'll learn it.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. This time it's tapped forward. It goes to Bennett once again. He is tackled by O'Connor and brought to ground. A strong tackle. No prior there.
Prior.
No, you're right, Grubb. And Keating will come in. Umpire Keating will come in and ball it up.
But when Keats gets a good look at them, he'll never get them wrong. Never.
So Stewart this time front position. Again, it's over the top is Evans. It runs towards the half-forward line. They pick the ball up. They go over the top. Trying to win the possession of the ball there is Jolly. He gets got a handball away. Jubber goes forward, looking for, over the top there of Edwards. So it's now Van Zyl who's picked the ball up. Handball's over the top. Bennett's running. He gets through the first tackle. Was going to be given a free kick, but continues to go straight down the middle of the ground. Flaccavedo come out, but it was intercepted there by Jennings of the Belmont side. Gave the handball away when he just got hand to ball. Now they're working pretty hard to maintain it and hold it up. They've been able to do so. And at the centre half forward position for Corio, there's going to be a ball up to take place.
Well, if that wasn't a one-handed throw, I'm not here.
Yeah, clearly I was just going to say that the young umpire was directly behind that, would not have seen it. He had to have been guessing, but yeah, they got away with that one.
So Bennett got the ball out, and again this time through Sharp, able to get the ball into their forward line, but coming the other way, picked up there by Beath. Little short kick goes towards Bissett. Bissett's looking for hands over the top, goes back to Beath, takes them on, got the handball out. Again, it was okay, because it's been made good there by Hassel. He is tackled now and brought down, and prior opportunity, so he's going to be pinged, and it will be Bennett, or it will be actually Anthony Grace is going to have the free kick. So Grace now decides to go straight at goal. Kick is in forward. Flacavento comes out. Marcus not taken. Picked up there and cleared away by Keegan. Got the handball away. And again they transfer across the ground. This time to O'Connor. And O'Connor on the left boot tries to bring the ball back inside. Looking for Jubber. Bounce evaded him, but he's going to go back and collect it. Got a chance to get rid of it. Tackled. Brought to ground by Cornwall. And a umpire again to come in and take possession of the ball. Not too far.
This young fella might have to learn is he was about 5 metres off his mark, and you've got to come back behind your mark.
Yeah, definitely. That's the frustration of that rule. Grubby, quick kick out of the pack by Bennett, and that's Joel Bennett, and he finds his teammate Sheridan Stack, who will be within kicking distance. He'll kick from about 40. No, he's handed on to Cotter. Cotter's had a long shot at goal. It'll land in the square. The umpire has called that it crossed the line.
It's a goal.
Before it Mark Stewart was shepherding. The ball hit Stewart in the chest, but the umpire deemed it was across the line. So that's a very important back-to-back goal. And Corio now go to 6-1-31. Belmont Lions 6-10-46. That's vital to get 2 in a row, Grubby.
Yeah, it is, but unfortunately for them, they need about 4, and they need to have the lead at three-quarter time. You would have loved them to have the lead by 2 goals, but they need to have the lead so then they can structure up in a proper defence. But if they've got to make the play and come from behind against the win, real trouble. I don't think they can do it.
The flags are still stiff, but limp, a little more limp than they have been, so maybe the wind might be dying, and if he could actually get to a lot less advantage in the last quarter, so Grubby, a 2-goal lead might nearly be enough if they can get enough tenacity to support it.
Well, it's happened before. That's why you always win the toss and kick with a win.
Indeed, ball's thrown up in the centre. Taylor is giving Stewart a rest, but it is Evans again who has won the tap out for Belmont. But Joel Bennett breaks clear with the ball. Quick kick out to the half-forward flank. He's looking for Larkins. He's running away from O'Connell, but O'Connell does a very good job. Muscles him out of the way. Gets the ball going Belmont's way with a neat little handball. Another handball over the top back to Jubber there. Jubber's trying to kick the ball forward. Corio intercept, a very good job there indeed to intercept that handball. It's been dragged down. The umpire's coming in and will have a ball up. Centre wing, far side of the ground. That was a good bit of tenacity there. Belmont looked away, Dale. Umpires are clearing the congestion, and up it goes again. Taylor this time whacks the ball out to the boundary line, but Belmont came in and grabbed it, tackled immediately, dragged to the ground. Secondary ball up, almost identical spot. It's 37 plays 46. Belmont Lions in front. We're midway through the third quarter. Great job there by Evans again. Hand passes to his teammate Jennings. He kicks the ball in the middle of the ground. Corio intercept very, very well through box, but he can't get away from his opponent. Again, dragged down. Quick kick out of the pack going Corio's way. Bounces right into the centre circle. Good job by Nathan Bissett, who taps it out clear of his for his teammate. Beath, he kicks the ball forward. Out comes a reliable Laurie. Reads the ball beautifully, but he's dragged.
On the ball.
His advantage is being paid to Hassel. Hassel kicks the ball over the top. Luke Edwards drops the mark. Jarks was sweating on the outcome of that, but there's a chance gone begging. Out towards the wing. Laurie does a very good job. Quick kick forward. It's going to bounce very good for Corio in advantage. That should have been a free kick to Belmont for in the back, but the umpire's going to pay a throw in right on centre wing. Corio attacking. Nathan Bissett coming off the ground for a rest, a well-earned rest. He's played particularly well, the new coach of the Belmont Lions.
So the ball thrown back in by the umpire, and again out the back it's Evans, got the handball away. Hahn on the overlap, gives the little short kick in. It was hit the target, but unfortunately mark was not taken. He's going to win possession back again, went to give the handball, now he does, goes out wide, but the player comes from the boundary line. There's a holding decision, and it's going to come back, and I think Alex Hahn will again take possession back in the middle of the ground.
We were still holding him about a minute and a half after the ball left.
So he now goes short and will find Fletcher. He'll take off and goes with a little 9-9 into the forward line. Mark has been taken, and it was a good mark. And the Belmont Lions now with an opportunity to go back and to shoot for goal.
Grubby, just while it's lining up, there's a game that not many's dominated, but how do you rate the performance of Evans in the ruck as a best on ground potential?
Well, he's in me votes at the moment. I thought his efforts have been absolutely fantastic, and at the moment, I know it's only halfway through the third quarter, but he's in me votes at this stage.
As he comes off the ground right in front of us for a rest, and the shot at goal about to take place. Coming in is Morrison. That is an appalling kick. Missed everything out in the full in the defensive forward pocket.
It amazes me that as I saw him come off the ground, he's not very tall at all. This bloke, he's a real short compared to the two Corio Man Mountains, and he's doing a great job.
And he's also not built like a bloke you'd think would have a good spring in his step.
No.
He's a solidly built character.
And that was a Fano kick, that one.
Right across the back pocket there, Laurie kicks the ball to relieve the pressure for Corio into the middle of the ground. And out take the mark is Sharp. Sharp kicks down the centre wing over the back of the pack, but it's all Belmont Lions. Jennings is the first one to get the ball, taps it back to a teammate, evades very, very nicely, gets it around and beats.
Dropped the ball.
He's caught and will lose possession of the ball, and Cotter it will take the free kick for the Corio side right on the centre wing. Kicks long in towards centre half, look forward looking for one of the big men, but the only big men then are Belmont. Jennings gets the ball, releases with a quick hand pass over the back of the pack. It's Hassel who's now won the ball on the half-back flank. He hand passes quickly, the ball goes further down, but out on the full, smacks into a car on the outer wing, and Corio through Cotter will bring the ball back into play. Just haven't been able to mount a system going into the forward line from this point on. Cotter waiting and waiting again. Another short kick into the middle of the ground, over the back, looking for Toby Bennett, but missed him. Hand picks up the ball in the middle of the ground. A neat little kick into the forward line, finds a leading play. He quickly turns around. Brent Jarks running back towards goal, and that is a magnificent kick indeed against the wall, against the breeze, but he's weighted it perfectly for Jarks, landed on his chest. He's played on, kicked across his body. His third for the afternoon. The Belmont Lions 7th, and one against the wind is absolute gold at this particular stage of the day.
Well, they're the ones that we said they needed in the first quarter to keep them in line, but now they're the ones they need to actually win the game, because it's going to be hard to come from behind here. And again, you're talking about Evans being in me votes. I don't reckon Brent Jarks will be that far out of mine either. He's been a fantastic... I said he might be the difference early, and he's starting to be it.
Yeah, very much so, and I think in the last quarter kicking with the breeze, his skill and body use against tiring opponents, we might not have even seen the best yet. Mark Stewart back in the middle of, for the Corio side. Luke Edwards having a run in the ruck while Evans rests, and it'll be interesting to see if Stewart can get the ball to the teammate now with Evans out of the way. Cotter's in the middle of the ground.
It looks to me the big Stewie's just finding out what a 48-year-old, how hard it is to play ruck work in the GD5.
Yeah, I think so. He does win the tap out, drops it down, but it's Luke Edwards who actually picks the ball up first and gets a quick hand pass out to his side's advantage. But there's been a quick tackle, no prior possession. No, he's nailed him. Thought that was a bit tough, but anyway, that's the way it's gone. Larkins has got the ball for Corio. Quick hand pass to Cotter. He kicks the ball centre half forward. Up goes the pack, over the back of the pack, and the numbers are again with Belmont. Little fumble gets Corio back in. And I don't know what the umpire's going to do. He's going to call it. He got a bit chicken winged there to a degree and couldn't quite get the ball out, but Corio going to have a shot for goal directly in front, only 30 metres out, and it is number 6, who is Alex Edwards, will take the kick. It's vital to get this one back straight away. They had some momentum, lost it with that great goal to Brent Jarks, but if they can get this back, they might be able to push towards three-quarter time with some purpose. Edwards kicks very straight. That's 7th goal to the Devils. 7-1-43. Belmont Lions 7-10-52. We're 19 minutes into the third quarter, which is the De Grande Cycle and Sport scoreboard.
They can't afford to do this, though. They can't afford to go goal for goal. They have to put 1, 2, 3 and even 4 together. They cannot go goal for goal when they're kicking against the wind in the last quarter. But look, they're playing reasonable footy, and with that decision of Keats, I know how he umpires. There wasn't any prior opportunity. What he was saying was he didn't try and get rid of it. That's the problem.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. A nice tap out there from Stewart goes towards Bennett. Bennett goes into the forward line looking for his forwards, but unfortunately the Belmont Lions in defensive work pretty nicely, and they'll get the ball. They'll come across the ground. Dangerous kick, but Fletcher takes the mark. He's going to continue now and run. Takes them on from that back pocket position. He carries the ball and kicks the ball long now. In short, O'Connor. Good use of the ball. And it's O'Connor now. He goes short and will find O'Connell. So O'Connor to O'Connell, and he goes short again, and the mark will be taken out, and the handball goes through. Ends up in the hands of Jubba. Jubba, long kick to a dangerous position. The mark needs to be taken. Ball gets out the back. Jarks is there again. Oh, it hasn't got a left foot. We said that, but it doesn't matter because he can still use his right, and he kicks his 4th of the afternoon. So he's got 4, and the Belmont Lions answer very much straight away. They are 8 goals, 10. They lead Corio, who are 7-1, and we have gone just over 20 minutes, third quarter. De Grande Cycle and Sports, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, unfortunately, when I said they can't go goal for goal, Corio didn't listen to me, but Belmont did, because they can go goal for goal at the moment. And if it continues like this, hopefully it's not a big margin, but the way it's shaping up, it may well be.
Yeah, it was brilliant play by Jux. He actually ran away from that contest to avoid being crunched from behind, and allowed himself to open up the space, picked up the crumb and a brilliant kick. And equally before that, wound back the clock. That ruck worker Stewart sent onto the chest of Bennett. That was reminiscent of Farmer and Goggin from the 1960s, Grubby, when you were at your best.
Yeah, well, I suppose you could say Farmer and Goggin. I'd be saying Nichols and Gallagher, but I'm not quite that old.
It's Stewart again. He gets the tap out. Evans is back, but Stewart was able to win that. Gets it into the path of Bennett, but he can't break away. He's dragged to the ground, and there'll be a secondary ball up just outside of the centre circle. Corio really, really need this to go forward. We're 21 minutes into the quarter. They're still not in front, and they've only got 9 minutes at most left with this breeze. Bennett tried to get away again. He's tackled, but he's been hit high as the opponent come in there. Bennett uses the advantage of the new rule, breaks clear. A long kick out into the, not the advantage of his own teammates. It lands right on the chest of Nathan Jennings for the Belmont Lions. He quickly leaves out into the back pocket, and they're doing it with a bit of comfort at the moment. The Lions. Alex Jolly takes the mark. He quickly handballs on over the top again. Takes another mark on the centre wing, and the Belmont Lions forwards licking the lips as it's coming down the middle of the ground, but the ever reliable Laurie comes out and takes the mark on his chest. Read that beautifully.
Transfers a play across the ground now. Van Zyl has made space and he takes the mark, but again they move quickly to hold him up, and they've been able to do it now. His options are going to be going back across the ground. He does so. Kick was okay. Mark taken. They playing the short game, and this time it's dangerous. It doesn't work. Coming in as O'Connell, got the handball back towards Beath. He runs towards goal. He jabs it towards Jarks in front. Laurie taps it away. Needs support at ground level. Jarks does nicely, works hard. Get the ball out. Goes towards Fletcher. Picks the ball up. Got time to steady. Has a look. Goes to the banana and kicks the goal. So Cameron Fletcher has his second goal of the afternoon and the 9th now for the Lions. They're 9 goals, 10. And they lead Corio on 7-1. 22, almost 23 minutes gone. De Grande Cycle and Sports, third quarter scoreboard.
That was nearly the goal that broke the Camel's back, actually. Corio still trying to hang in. They need goals. And all of a sudden, Cameron Fletcher just runs around, leaves 3 of them lying on the ground, kicks a banana kick goal, which they couldn't do in the first quarter, but they've really gained the ascendancy here now.
I don't know whether you call that a 1%er or an assist, but Brent Jarks' effort to win possession against 3 opponents was vital in that. He only got a hand pass out, but it was out in the open, and that opened up the room for Fletcher. So well done to him again. Belmont push forward again. Van Zyl gets a very bad bounce. He was waiting for it. Coming out to win the ball for Belmont is O'Connor. Kicks the ball forward, looking for a teammate in Bissett. The ball runs away from him. Laurie hand pass over the back. Oh, it's been intercepted. A quick kick forward. Lands in the hands of Jarks. Just hits him not quite square. Couldn't hold on to the ball, and it's been forced through for a rush behind. takes the score 65 now. 9 goals, 11, 65 to 7-1, 43. We've only got a couple of minutes left in this third quarter for Corio to take advantage of this breeze. Laurie kicks the ball long down the middle of the ground looking for Stewart. Punched away from him from Evans. Joel Bennett picks up the ball, hand passes across to Cotter into his path, picks it up on the bounce, hand passes over the top to a teammate. He kicks the ball in the forward line looking for Taylor. Taylor comes out, can't take the mark, but he battles on well, tries to get it out into the path of opponent. But multiple Belmont Lions defenders jump in on top of the ball. It dribbles out to Larkins. Larkins gets it across to Edwards. Edwards has a quick kick at goal, and he has popped it through. A vital goal for the Corio side. 8 goals, 1, 49 now. 9 goals, 11, 65. Belmont Lions. Very timely, but not enough, Grubby.
No, but you've got to give them credit. They're probably being outplayed here at the moment in this third quarter. This is the quarter they needed to really outplay Belmont, but they haven't. They've been outplayed. But I think the Corio sides of the past, they drop their heads and sort of wander around saying, we're gone here. But they're not doing that. They're really fighting hard and trying to get goals for their team. And look, whilst they're still having a go like that, they're still in it.
Yep, definitely.
So back in the middle of the ground we are with the umpire. And again, the ruckman will go at it. Evans and also Stewart. Again, Evans down. Nice tap down there to O'Connell, who streams forward, goes out wide, looking towards Jarks. He leads in the race for the ball, tries to turn his player around. The ball sits under him. He might be in a bit of trouble here. He's got sat right over the top of it.
That's holding the ball. That's holding the ball.
I reckon so too, because he's just sat on top.
Yeah, once you have it in underneath you, he did drag it in, you have to get it out. So that's a miss by that young umpire, and I think Keats should get down and tell him.
So the umpire now throws the ball up, and it's O'Connor who reads Stewart's tap off the contest. He picks the ball up, keeps the ball alive, steps back inside on the left boot, but brings it around a little bit too sharply, and through for a minor score. So another behind. They move to 9-12 now, the Belmont Lions. They lead Corio on 8 goals, 1. And as we tick towards 26 minutes of this third quarter, it's going to be Chris Laurie that's going to take the kicking in duties. Van Zyl still in the square, so he's been asked to move from there. So Laurie now just takes his time, weighs up his options. Short player Larkins if he wants to use him, but his size he's going to come out a little bit longer. Not too sure where he wants to go to. Target now could be Weymouth, but the ball gets out the back once again. Player tackle without the ball. Free kick is going to be given. And it's Sandeman who's just come on the ground as hit one of the interchanges. And he's now looking to give the ball. He goes in long towards the goal square. Bissett places himself nicely over the back from Van Zyl, but he's got the ball to ground, cleaned away, and it's returned now by Larkins, who brings the ball out. That's a great kick. Finds Sharp. So Sharp has the ball now. And this is Lockie Sharp. So he's got the ball on centre wing. He's got runners outside, but he goes inside. Kick will be okay. Mark is taken there. Larkin asked to play on by the umpire. Goes out wide. Mark is taken out wide by Baker. So Baker now has options down the line if he wants to. And short. He's not looking that direction. Now he goes there. And Mark will be taken by Grace. So Grace now. Next option's got to be long and to the tall players. Actually, the kick wasn't well directed. The mark's going to be taken away. So again, they turn the ball over, and it's Belmont that come through the half-back line. Mark is taken out there. Jarks took a fingertipper. Umpire said it hit the ground. He's asked to play on. Tackle is made. Ball comes out. Kicked off the ground by Jarks. It's in the hands of Hahn. Over the top it goes. Fletcher. But the umpire said there's been a kicking in danger, is it? I think so. And free kick will go to the Corio side and De Vries. So De Vries from the half-back line. Now looks to transfer play towards centre wing. Flacavento's the target. Mark is not taken. Keegan was the player who was up there. Picked up at ground level. Running away now is Sharp. And he goes into the half-forward line again. Gets through to Baker. Baker needs support. He had it outside but couldn't pick the ball up. The big fella in Evans has worked pretty hard back there at ground level. He tries to keep the ball or take the player over the line, which he's been able to succeed in doing. And now we'll have a throw-in to take place.
What's hurting them is they're coming through the middle and they're just not finding the targets. If they found a few targets, your goal scoring opens up. They're not finding targets.
Yeah, the discipline of the Belmont defenders is quite sensational too, getting back in numbers. Ball up, dropped to the ground. The umpire blew the whistle. And it's gone out of bounds at the forward pocket. Grubby, when's Larkins had that kick for Corio when he was forced to kick across the ground? I counted there was 13 players inside the 50-metre arc and 10 of them were from Belmont. So that just shows a discipline that they're working back to assist.
It does, but if you get the ball in quick enough, they can't get back quick enough. You've got to get the ball in quick enough and to a target, and then the defence gets caught out.
over the back of the pack. Larkins kicks the ball in for Corio. He's dropped it right into the teeth of the goals, but no, miscued, out of bounds on the full. Another chance gone begging there. He really should have lined it up better. He would have had the wind right at his back when he kicked that ball with not a lot of pressure. So an unfortunate situation for Corio. There's probably only less than a minute of play left in this third quarter, and they're currently 17 points behind, and they won't have the breeze again.
Well, see, the way they're coming into their forward line, they're playing to Belmont's advantage.
Fletcher kicks out into a dangerous spot, but Hassel is good enough to take the mark. He kicks the ball down the middle of the ground. There are a couple of players for Corio there, but Hand does a really good job cleaning up off the pack. Kicks down, and a beautiful one-handed mark from Luke Edwards. He kicks short in, looking for a teammate, but coming across to take the relieving mark for the Corio side is Sheridan Stack. He passes across the ground and finds his teammate in...
I think it was Box.
Box, that's right. He hand passes across, and Van Zyl kicks down the line, coming across with a great deal of tenacity for Belmont to get him out of trouble. But Larkins handballs beautifully. He releases Joel Bennett, and he's in a very good spot to have a shot for goal. And that class comes through. No, not quite. Just drifted across. Missed for 1 point only, right on the three-quarter time siren. It brings up the half-century for Corio. They're 8 goals, 250. But taking a 16-point lead into the last quarter. Belmont Lions, 9 goals, 12. A lot of hard work from here, Grubby.
Yeah, I think it will be after we go to our break, Rob.
You won't need a spell, do you, mate? Need another ciggy. Robbie, Eagles, back to you in the studio. This is the Viva Energy Corio Oval match of the day. Corio v Belmont Lions, 16-point margin to the Lions at three-quarter time.
I am a line marker.
Have you lost your... Viva Energy Oval at Corio. The score 66-50. Belmont Lions in favour. Grubby, how do you see the last quarter unfolding?
Well, I don't know yet because it hasn't happened. But I'll talk a little bit about the third quarter first, if you don't mind. Look, Corio had the opportunity at half time. They had the wind and say, righto, let's kick some goals. Let's get in front and let's defend. But the Belmont Lions played too good. They just played too good a footy for Corio to do what they were trying to do. And after about 10 or 12 minutes when Belmont got on top, they got a bit of the flutters, they did, Corio. They came through the middle many, many times. And as we said in the call, their disposal for hitting targets into that forward line really played into the Belmont Lions' defence's advantage, I thought, because, yes, they did get back, but I tell you what, you want to get back in defence when the ball keeps hitting you on the chest instead of the forwards. So, in actual fact, they contributed to their own demise in that quarter a little bit, but up the other end, Belmont had blokes like Jarks, who doesn't let that happen. He just generalised the whole forward line. He was absolutely terrific. We thought he might do that. We know he's a class player. And now Corio are going to come from 16 points down. Look, I don't know. Put it this way: if the wind does drop, I think you'll probably be followed by a bit of rain. So I don't think it's in their favour. They're going to have to work really hard, but they just can't defend now. They've got to attack. And look, if I was them, I would do that. It might mean they get beat by 6 or 7 goals, but at least they've had a crack. If they just defend and get beat by 3 goals, that's no good to them. They want to just attack everything at the moment. They've got a great player in Bennett in the middle. Just attack. If you lose by 5 or 6 goals, it doesn't matter. You had a go.
Dale, I'm liking the Belmont Lions game plan. It's coming together the longer the game's gone on. Is that confidence in the group, or perhaps a bit less pressure from Corio as the game's gone on?
Probably a little bit of both, I would think. As I said, Corio, if they can sustain, I think what Grubby's talking about is if they can sustain an effort, then they'll give themselves a chance, and it obviously won't let the Belmont Lions be able to get away with what they have at different stages. So their overlap run's been good, and they're getting blokes that are prepared to work, so I think that'll be a positive thing for the Lions. And again, they'll have every confidence now with this breeze that they'll be able to kick on and maybe kick 4 or 5 unanswered goals and finish the game the way they think they should. So
you just say anything.
Yeah.
He asked you a question, what do you think about their game plan? What is their game plan?
See, I don't know.
You've got no idea.
Yeah, do you know the only player that's got a game plan around that I know of is Bellpost Hill and Inverleigh a bit yesterday.
And everybody else, they just get it and kick the bloody thing.
That's what I'm saying. Our football hasn't changed in all this time. You tell me a game plan that most sides have, I can't tell you one of them.
Me either.
Well,
but you tried to.
Certainly liking the way Belmont disciplinary running back into the back line. They've had big numbers there all day, and that's where they've started their attack from. And if their fitness can hold and they keep doing that, they could run away with this. Evans again gets up over the top of Stewart, taps it down in front of a teammate, but Corio get first advantage of the ball. Cotter hand passes quickly out. Good long hand pass by Larkins back across. He kicks forward into the forward line. There's a pack developing, but that's a really, really good mark from Evans running back against the flight of the ball. He plays on, kicks out wide onto the wing, looking for Jennings. He runs onto the ball ahead of his teammate. It's ahead of his opponent there, but ball bounces the wrong way, and Corio are back in here over the top to Bennett. Beautiful hand pass, releases teammate, kicks in the middle of the ground looking for Cotter. He's wrapped up pretty quickly. Belmont win the ball back. Kicked forward by Gray into the forward line. He's got a couple of goals already. Brent Sharks is looking for the ball, but it dribbles over the boundary line, deep in the forward pocket for the Belmont Lions. Wrong side of the ground for them to attack perfectly, but it's certainly in the better half of the ground for them.
It'd be frustrating for Bennett because his disposals have been absolutely perfect, and the next bloke that gets it seems to fluff it up. But he's just got to do that. He's got to wait for that.
Yes.
It'll come good.
Stewart wins that tap over the back of the pack. It's Jennings who runs onto the ball for Belmont, kicks it, and Nathan Bissett, who's popped himself into the forward line, kicks a hand pass out, but it misses a teammate. Comes out here to Van Zyl. He hand passes over the back. Bennett kicks the ball down the line looking for a teammate. Belmont Lions got numbers back at the ball again. This time Corio got a third player coming in. They've won possession of the ball, but it's been forced down. Boundary throw in just around from our commentary box on the outer wing at the Viva Energy Oval.
See what that one? He picked the ball up and went to ground, which means he didn't drag it in. He didn't have to get it out.
So it's Evans from the contest, couldn't get a clean disposal. O'Connell's in there working hard. Again, the umpire to come back and restart play with the ball up. So not much ground made in that little contest with the ball again thrown in the air. This time Stewart front position, taps the ball down. And again, it runs to the half-forward line, picked up there. Hahn tries to get around one, stops, props, kicks inside. Kick was okay because he was unable to find Edwards. So Edwards, I believe, now probably just on 50 and the right side of the ground. Not too sure about his kicking ability, but definitely that little bit of breeze behind can kick the distance. He thinks he can. He's taking his time. He's setting himself now to kick a long ball into the forward line. He's got the distance, he won't have the accuracy, and the ball will run through for a minor score. 9-13 now to the Belmont Lions, and they lead Corio, who are 8 goals to. 2.5 minutes gone final quarter. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
And the GDFL welcomes Morris Finance as their major sponsor for the 2021 season.
So Bennett's given the 1-2 from the back line now, and he picks the ball up and he goes short. The kick's okay. De Vries has taken the mark. De Vries has a running player inside. He uses that play now. Van Ziel goes into the middle of the ground. That's a better kick, and it's found a target. This is Bennett. This is not Joel, though. It's his brother, and he goes short, and the kick's also good. Coming up to meet the ball is Sharp, Lockie. He goes short over the top. So there's 4 good uses. The 5th one didn't quite hit the target.
That's where they've fallen down.
Yeah, it was the most important one too, going into the forward line. But Belmont Lions now up over the top of the ball. It's picked up there, and a Sharp again tries to get boot the ball. It's smothered. They're working still pretty hard to keep it in there. Player tackle without the ball. Umpire allows it to go on. The ball's fed out. Now it's in the hands of O'Connell. Shows a little bit of dash. Handball's back inside. Didn't hit the target. Coming the other way. They've been able to trap it. Cotter is there, and also I think O'Connor dives on top of the ball. Gets out from Cotter. Handball comes over the top, and again Belmont Lions through Sandeman, gets the ball back in the middle of the ground. Kick was went astray. Picked up De Vries. His kick was pretty ordinary. Goes up high. Mark was taken, or was taken by Beath, then put it down. Kicked off the ground. That went through Hahn's knees. Some dives over the top of his back. He able to get up on his feet and looks to the forward line. Goes in looking for Edwards. Can't take the first grab. Takes the second, and this time he will go back from about 30 metres out directly in front and shoot for goal.
Mate, I'll come back to
Brent Sharks, sorry.
I'll come back over here. Umpires have been playing that holding the man decision, holding on too long all day. He held on to him for a minute and a half and he just let it go. You have to pay him if that's what you've been paying. Consistency is the idea here.
Brent Sharks with 4 for the afternoon, lining up for goal number 5. Off the boot, it looks okay. Will it hold its line? No, it won't. It's off to the right-hand side. He's had 9 shots at goal, Rob.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has now got, he hasn't got, but the Belmont Lions have moved to 9-14. They lead Corio 8-2. 5 minutes gone, final quarter, Morris Finance scoreboard.
That young boy Cotter was involved in a couple of passages plays. He's had a really good game for Corio, along with Bennett. Probably close to their best player, I would have thought, Grub.
He's from Anarchy too, and he has put in a pretty good game, yeah.
Done a very good job. So it's Laurie now, just dribbles the ball out into the forward pocket, back pocket. Flacavento takes the mark. He kicks down the line, goes over the top of his teammate's head, and Gray, who's got a couple for the afternoon, and kicks long and straight. Deadly. That is a magnificent goal from deep in the forward pocket. That's the second ripper he's kicked for the day. His third, I believe, and that takes...
To do now is just hang in there and just play as good footy as they can.
It's back in the centre. The ball's kicked out by Larkins. Cotter runs onto it again. He's been a really good, as we said before. He's been dragged down. Not quite sure how the umpire's going to view this. I think correctly, he's going to ball it up just outside the centre circle. It's Evans again. He taps it down, and a teammate gets the ball again. It's who is that young gentleman who's played pretty well this afternoon as well? O'Connell, that's the boy. But he can't afford. Joel Bennett takes the ball out on the wing from Van Zyl, breaks away, takes a bounce. Oops! That long, fluffy grass on the Corio Oval is not the ideal place to bounce a football, and Bennett found that out there. The umpire's already given the kick away. Oh, no, hang on.
Yeah,
he has. I thought he was going to reverse that. No, it's come back out here to Ludbrook. Ludbrook kicks into the middle of the ground looking for and finding Jackson Keegan. He kicks wide out in the wing, and Fletcher gets the ball for the Belmont Lions. Short kick again down the line, and finds Goff. Goff fumbles but has enough time to pick up the ball and kick down the line again, and Jennings takes the handball, gets it back to Fletcher, who's run on very nicely. Another handball to Hand. Hand kicks the ball into the forward line, and there's Jarks on a lead. Takes it in the forward pocket about 30 metres out. He'll kick from probably 35. lining up for his 5th, but this is double figures shots at goal, and that's a pretty good output for a full forward on a day like this. So Jark's a very experienced player. Best on the ground in Bannocksburn's premiership side in 2019. Kicks long into the forward line. Lands just beside the goal post and is forced through for a rushed behind. 75 now, the Belmont Lions. Corio 50. We are 7.5 minutes into the final quarter.
So Chris Laurie, as he's done before, kicks straight down the ground, goes looking for his teammate. Fletcher intercepts, but Joel Bennett's able to win possession of the ball, gets the 1-2, runs through the middle, going to put himself back under pressure, goes back, has support, and it's Weymouth gets the ball out so long. It's going to be a little bit of hard work getting it from that position, but Bennett able to retract it and goes back to Edwards. He goes across the ground, and again the ball will turn over because O'Connell gets it, and he takes off and runs, and kicks out wide, good kick. Edwards comes up and takes the mark. So Edwards now outside 50, a little short player, short kick over the top, finds a player.
Not that short.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good there. And he goes long into the forward line. This time Jarks can't take the mark because the ball has gone over the boundary line, and there will be a throw-in to take place on the far side of the ground.
It's out in the full, they called it.
Goes wide now, goes short, and Cotter, picks the ball up. His kick is just a little bit shallow, and the mark has been taken there by Jubber. So Jubber at the true centre-half forward position. Again, he looks confident that he can kick the distance.
Be kicking from a bang on the 50-metre line, I reckon, but he's certainly backing himself. That bruise has dropped off, but it's still pretty strong. He's got under it beautifully. It's a very long kick just off to the right, off the hands and through for another behind, the 16th this afternoon for the Belmont Lions to go with their 10 goals, making it 76-50 with 9 minutes just gone into the last quarter. Neat little kick. Flakovenko takes the mark at centre half back for Corio. He sees a loose man on the wing, kicks long down the line, but he's kicked it straight to a pair of Belmont Lions players. They fight over it, lose possession. Corio back in here. Great little tackle, but it is released Jubber. Jubber kicks long into the forward line, punched away from the pack, running onto the ball for Corio there. But a hand pass is intercepted by Jarks. He very cleverly gets around his opponent, hand passes to a teammate. Another hand pass over the top to Hahn. He can't pick the ball up. Corio desperately in defence, and this is what you want to see. It's what Grubby talked about. They've just got to keep hanging in there and keep this margin reduced. Umpires come in.
What the hell's he paid there?
Paid that holding the ball, which I reckon's a bit tough. From the kick, the ball's been kicked across, and Fletcher taking the mark 45 metres out. He's on a 45 degree on the non-scoring side of the ground, but he seems to be looking for other options, but he's now going back down to have a shot for goal. This time of the day, probably still should make the distance, but not on the perfect side. So it's Fletcher now coming in. He'll kick right on the 50-metre line when he finally gets there, which he has done. It's long, it's high, it's landing in the goal square. Can it get over the top? No, it's forced through by Corio defenders. Another point to the Belmont Lions side. 10-17, they are now 77 to Corio's 8-50.
They're probably letting themselves down here a little bit. They're going to win by 4 or 5 goals. They could have been
10.
7, 8, 9, 10 in front had they have kicked straight.
You reverse that to 17-10, Grow. It's not a bad scoreboard, but 10-17 is not that great.
You said he had 10 shots for goals, Jacques. How many has he actually kicked?
4 goals, 5, and 1 out of bounds in the full. Or something like that anyway. Well, one didn't
Well, he
make
won't
the
be going to the Yards Hotel.
This ball has come back into play and quickly back to Alex Hand, and it's going to go forward. Chris Laurie trying to keep the ball in the field of play, able to do so. Short kick will find De Vries. De Vries has a running player outside him, but ignores him. He goes along the boundary line, goes looking for and trying to find a teammate, but Beath picks the ball up. He goes back inside. Kick goes to Hahn. Hahn Struggs gets a kick across the ground. That is okay. So now they run towards goal. Long kick, and this time it is a good kick, and it's through for another major. And that's Mark Renton. I think that's his first goal of the afternoon. And that's the 11th for the Belmont Lions. They move to 11-17, and they lead Corio, who are 8 goals too. We have played 12 minutes final quarter in the Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
A little bit of inevitableness about that one there. They just kept going and going and going and kicking points, and sooner or later they had to get one on target and kick a goal. And again, I stress, Corio can't throw the towel in here. They've just got to keep playing and playing and playing, because I tell you what, the Belmont Lions boys ain't going to just let them go for it. They're going to try and kick as many as they can. And I think Nathan Bissett will be out there basically telling them, don't show any mercy. Let's kick another 3 or 4 or even 5 if they can.
Yeah, the Corio boys' effort's still there. It's just the system's breaking down a little at the moment. Centre bounce, Evans again gets it down for the Belmont Lions team.
Volleyball.
That was a classic volleyball. It's gone forward now, taking...
Is he allowed to do that?
Oh, no,
throw it up and in it?
Yeah, why not?
That's a throw.
He's a ruckman.
That's a throw. Bisso, that's a throw, wasn't it?
Dear Joel Bennett. No, it's Cotter who takes the mark almost in the centre of the ground. Plays on quickly, drives it long, looking for a teammate. But Evans does a really good job taking an intercepting mark there. Jumped up quite high for a relatively short ruckman. Kicks out the half-forward flank, looking for Luke Edwards coming in to intercept. Also Jackson Keegan. The tackle down by a Corio player. A second one arrives, and a third one, and a fourth one, and we've got a big lump of players, and I think the umpire has no choice but to throw it up. So right across in front of the players' change rooms on to us, the far side of the ground, but we're on the outer ground side of the ground today, not the members' side as you would call it. Beautiful tap again by Evans, gets it in the path of a teammate, but Corio scrunch it forward. Cotter again. He'd be up near 30 possessions, I reckon. He kicks the ball long and low into the forward line, looking for Mark Stewart. Cleverly gets a fist to the ball over the back, but it's all Belmont Lions. Got numbers there all day, outnumbering Corio, and it's Fletcher who comes out, kicks the ball out to Luke Edwards. He tackles very hard. I don't know how the umpire's going to deem that. I think Steve Keating's running in for a far and suggesting that that tackle was unnecessarily violent, and there's going to be a free kick to Corio's Weymouth.
I'll tell you what, I can't believe that's a great tackle, that is. That's how you tackle a bloke. Crikeys.
Well, these days it's deemed to be a bit savage.
Ah, bullshit.
It's Cotter who wheels around, drives the ball in towards Mark Stewart, but it's Evans who comes out for Belmont Lions, kicks it out the wing. There's a great little tussle here between two players. There's a bit of a push from the Belmont Lions player, but he's one possession, gets it down to Nathan Bissett. Nathan Bissett very cleverly hand passes to Jennings, but he couldn't break away from the pack. Corio slap it forward again quickly, punched away from the pack, and it'll dribble over the boundary line. No, very good. That's a good strong tackle. Belmont Lions win it again. Jennings gets the ball, hand passes across, but the umpires come in, blown the whistle, and we're going to have a free kick. It's against Grace, and it's going to go to Jackson Keegan in the back pocket for the Belmont Lions. You Belmont Lions players having trouble with the interchange lines here. They can't quite see the big yellow line that's scrawled across the ground in front of them. Ball's kicked out to the half back flank, and Adam Beath comes in for the Belmont Lions. Kicks it out, and Fletcher takes the mark and starts to hobble. Don't know whether that's cramp or... I'd say it's cramp. He's handballed it quickly across to Sanderman. He kicks into the middle of the ground, but the umpires paid, a downfield free kick or something?
Probably hadn't called stand and he moves, probably.
Yeah, I'd suggest that's what's happened. There's been a 50-metre penalty, and the ball will come back to Fletcher.
Got rid of the cramp. Temporarily anyway, but he's still not going to kick the ball because he handballs off and it goes to O'Connell. O'Connell takes him on. He's shown a bit of dash all day, continues to run, gets the ball, goes long. It's a nice looking kick. Jarks was going to be the target. Over the top. Bissett quite up and couldn't take the mark. Jarks is working at ground level for him. Picked up Bissett, got the handball away. Again goes towards Hahn. Picked the ball up, got the handball back, and a kick across the goal. It won't score. It is going to be out of bounds and will be thrown in about 20 around from the behind post.
It's 50-83, 33-point lead to the Belmont Lions, and we are 16 and a half minutes into the final quarter. The wind died off just a little bit, but Belmont Lions are definitely well in control of this contest.
Ball thrown back in this time by the umpire. Neither ruckman gets to the contest. Again, now it's working at ground level, and hard over the top there is the big fella in Taylor. He sits over the top. Umpire says ball is not coming out, so we'll have a ball up to decision has been made. So Taylor again doing the tap, goes out the back. Good work to Bennett. Bennett goes round the boundary line, but it's picked up going the other way by Sanderman. His kick is okay. Mark has been taken. Can't see who that is.
O'Connell's got it.
Is it? O'Connell. And he is on the boundary line. Must be deep in the pockets. I still can't see him.
Very, very deep.
Oh, it must be over the boundary
Sitting
line.
on the
Here
bottom
he
of
is.
that car.
There he goes. Now he kicks long, and that is offline and through for a minor score.
A minor score.
Minor score.
What is a minor score?
It's a bit like a minor, but it's a bit worse. Ball comes back in, but O'Connell's going to have another crack now because he's got another shot. This time a little bit easier. Angle not quite so severe. And he will go back and kick towards goal.
I think he'll kick a major score here.
Major, that's it.
I reckon Joel and Darren Bennett might be having a bit of work on field kicking during the week, because that's one of the things that's let Corio down badly today, and that was another example. A little nest and he missed.
That doesn't miss. That's gone straight through the middle from where I sit. He has got his first goal of the afternoon, and now the 12th for the Belmont Lions. They are 12-18. And they lead Corio on 8 goals too. We have gone 18 minutes. Final quarter. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
I just don't know what else he can do. The only thing he can do is what you just suggested, is practice and practice and practice that field kicking. Because I think in all the other areas, their tackling's been pretty good, their discipline's been pretty good. You know, most of the areas they've been okay, but they've a couple of goals they've given away from bad disposal, but it's mainly coming through the middle. They can't get it past the half-forward line because they're kicking it down the throats of the Belmont defenders.
Yeah,
they've got to get that out of their game.
He's clearly got them wanting to run and keep possession of the ball, but it's just that skill level today that's let them down. Taylor and Edwards in the ruck. Taylor wins the ball, but he punches it straight into the path of Belmont Lions player.
He's thrown that. He's thrown
the ball's
that.
been thrown. Yes, good pick up, Grubby. Steve Keating's also picked it up, and it will come back, and Joel Bennett will take a free kick almost in the middle of the ground. He plays on quickly, kicks out wide, looking for a teammate.
Run
Bends
onto
down
it.
the half volley, can't pick it up. Ludbroke tackles hard, and opponent, the ball's stuck in there again. Jennings trying to get out, but unfortunately it's not going anywhere, and there will be a ball up. Half forward flank for Corio. They're still working hard. They're trying to get it forward, but there's a very, very strong Belmont Lions defence between them and the goals. Taylor again gets a tap out. Comes across. Bennett picks up a handball, kicks long and low towards goal. Just drifting offline and goes through for a behind. Only the third today for Corio. 8 goals, 351 they are. They're now 39 points behind Belmont Lions, 12-18. Ball comes out to Fletcher in the back pocket, but another 50 for, obviously, Crab walking on the mark, I suggest. And he'll be dragged right back inside the centre square. It's Jennings who has the ball for Belmont. Low kick out onto the wing, looking for a teammate. He picks it up very well on the half volley. Hahn gets the ball now. A neat little chip kick over in the path of Beath. He loses possession, lets it go to a teammate, sneaks around a couple of Corio players. That's Goff. Kicks it into the forward pocket, and it lands fortuitously in the arms of a teammate who I can't see because the sun, and he's a long way away.
Well, it landed fortuitously because he actually took far too long to kick it, but the defenders have just fallen off. The Corio defenders have fallen off, and that's why it was luckily, because they just dropped off him.
Shot at goal. It's a very, well, it might be a clever kick actually. He might have popped it up for a marking forward, but it's been punched through for the 19th behind that Belmont Lions have registered this afternoon. 12-19, 91, 8-3-51. We're 21 minutes into the last quarter. That player who kicked that ball after all that was Jolly, I believe.
So Cotto this time brings the ball back into play. Mark is taken there, and it's continued on by Keegan. He goes long and towards goal, and he has hit their behind post, out of bounds in the full. Free kick to the Corio side. Van Ziel it is with the ball in defence. So he's got a little short option there if he wants to use him. He goes along the boundary line. Kick will need to be good. It's made okay. A good clean pick up, and they run the ball from defence around the boundary. Goes over the top. I think that was Taylor gave the handball out. Again, now they're put on a bit of pressure because their skills haven't been that good late in the game. There's been a free kick given, and it's going to go Corio's way, is it?
Yes, indeed. It was a very unnecessarily tackle by Evans. He just grabbed his opponent.
So
and
Blaine
dragged him off
Sharp
the
it
ball.
is. He goes short. Kick's not carried the required distance, so he picks the ball up. And again, they bring the ball around the boundary line. That's a better looking kick. And the mark this time by Toby Bennett. So Toby Bennett from true centre wing kicks the ball inside. Another good kick. Mark not taken there by Sharp. It's dropped. Picked up by Belmont. They transfer the play across. Go towards Fletcher. Fletcher across the ground. And again, they continue that run. And it's Fenton. It brings the ball up. He goes into their half-forward line. Jarks lets the ball bounce. Then eludes the tackle. Runs inside 50. Delivers the ball back to a dangerous spot. Mark and or free kick? No.
Yeah,
yes to the umpire. And a free kick mark is being paid. And it will be another shot at goal for the Belmont
side.
side.
And multiply, I reckon, has got this. He was dragged off the ball. He got fairly high up in the air too, so he would have had a pretty nasty fall on the ground.
It's a good play by Jarks. Actually, I would have thought he would have had a shot from goal normally.
Well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
So go forth. And he lines up from about 25 directly in front. Kick looks okay, but no, it's not. It's gone through for another minor score. Well, if Belmont are doing field kicking, Corio doing field kicking, Belmont might be doing the goal kicking, I reckon. So they're now 12-20. And they lead Corio on 8 goals, 24 minutes gone, final quarter.
It's 32 shots to 11. It's a big, just very big.
Is disparity the word you're looking for?
Yeah.
That's the one. Oh, great arc mark by Evans. We've talked a lot about him this afternoon. He's a contender for Grubby's man of the match without any doubt in the world. Ball's kicked across and 3 loose forwards then. That supports Grubby's argument of defenders starting to drop off, and this particular one, I believe, is young Renton.
There was one,
just
two,
kicked
three,
the goal
four,
earlier.
five, six Corio defenders just standing within about 15 metres of each other. So they've run out of gas. There's no doubt about that. They've been chasing bums ever since half time, I guess. But with Jarks, you know how good he is. You know what he's going to do to you. So when he's in front of that bloke, just jump in the middle of his back and give him a free kick and go and make him take the kick, because he's going to beat you.
It's a beautiful kick by Renton off the boot. It is long and it is straight. It is the 13th goal for the Belmont Lions this afternoon. 13, 20, 90 up. There's 98. They're sneaking up on the ton. Corio languishing at 8-3-51. And just the last few minutes, it's probably been the most disappointing part of the day for me, because whether it's lack of fitness or just concentration, hopefully not endeavour, but they've certainly fallen off badly in the last little while.
Oh, I haven't got time to say anything now.
Ball back in the middle of the ground.
Go right ahead, son.
You
There's
just
plenty
stick
of
to
time.
your job, mate, and I'll do mine.
Taylor back in the ruck this time, and he's doing the ruck work, and he's up against the player in Evans. Again, Evans has been good. Ball comes down, runs towards Cotter, picked up there. Bennett got the handball away. Didn't travel too far, but they're able to keep the ball in their vicinity, but it's picked up this time and put out of bounds. And it wasn't a great effort there from Hassel, but they were that far in front of it's going to change the course of the game. Free kick going Corio's way. So Corio now bring the ball in, Joel Bennett, and he goes short. Been taken out there this time by Sharp. He goes short, and again, it was okay because the mark has been, well, it wasn't paid because it didn't travel the required distance. It goes back now, and the mark this time is going to be taken by Larkins. So Larkins in the centre square decides to wheel and go, and it's going to be kicked down the forward. But again, that man taking the mark is Evans.
Throat.
And again, he plays on. That's a great kick across the ground. It's a long kick out towards Renton. He's got plenty of time. He's been closed down, but he's able to elude the tackle, go short into the middle of the ground. Jubba got the handball away, and O'Connell runs, dashes, got the handball wide, has support, so they've got some numbers around the contest still. They're able to bring the ball back towards the... Well, they were going to bring it back into the middle of the ground. They do so now, and the mark has been taken, and it is by Gray. He's been good okay today as well. He gets the ball. His kick wasn't that great, but it's made look good. Bissett, good clean hands, goes to Fletcher. Little chip up over the top. Goes looking for Beath. He needs to run under the ball. He does. He needs to pick it up, and he needs support. Hasn't got it because Corio have got the numbers around it, but the ball runs over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back in about 10 around from the behind post.
Yeah, now with that Jarks one before, he just gets around you, and he's got 5 minutes to pick out exactly where he wants to go. He's on the run. Push him in the back. Give him the free kick, make him go back, gives your defenders time to pick somebody up.
So the ball now thrown back in again. This time Stewart's down there doing the ruck work. Takes it to the front of the contest. And again picked up Van Zyl. Handballs out towards Cotter. Beath working against him. But again, this time Weymouth, I think it is, picks the ball up. It's cleared out of defence. Goes back towards centre wing. Cornwall's there, but it's picked up by Hahn. Goes to Fletcher. Runs to 50. Loads up. And he will kick. No, he won't. It's touched right in the line.
Oh, well done.
And it's paused through for a minor score. So we're now at 13-21 for the Belmont Lions, and Corio on 8 goals 3. 27 gone final quarter. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
And for those supporters of the Cats, they're 21 at half-time, but Melbourne are 44, and that probably is going exactly how form would suggest it would have gone. As well, we didn't really know about form in this one. Ball kicked down the line. That's a very good effort in the front of the pack by Grace to take a mark. Couldn't hang on though. Ball bobbles out. Belmont Lions pick it up. It's Hassel, but he's tackled and there'll be another ball up. Stewart again in the ruck with Evans. Evans again wins the tap out to Hahn. He passes across, releases Gray, who's mentioned before, played very well. Got a lovely left foot. He uses it again. Kicks it up to towards Bissett, but it's gone over the head of him and Laurie and through for the 22nd behind for Belmont Lions, 13-22, and that brings up a century, a raise the bat, doff the cap, 49 points in front of Corio. Laurie comes in with the kick in, uses every bit of his meterage, kicks it down the line, and Grace, who's done a very good job leading up, has taken another mark. A short kick looking for and finding Blaine Sharp. Sharp holding up play now. We're at 28 and a half minutes, so there's not long to go. Looking for Bennett, but punched inward by Bleeth. Gets into the handles of O'Connell. He kicks it to centre half forward. Coming out towards the ball, Fletcher. Fletcher hand passes nicely to Jubba. Jubba gets a hand pass forward, but it's all Corio at this stage, and they kick down the line towards Joel Bennett. He uses his body, can't mark in front of Beath. Flacavento comes onto the ball. He can't get away either. Player's tackled, and we'll have a ball up, and we must be getting very, very close to siren time with Belmont Lions 49 points in front.
Well, I bloody well hope so.
Now the mercy wheel's got to be applied.
Yeah, I hope so. Just ring the hooter, Cogsy.
Ball now picked up, and again it's Van Zyl on the right boot. Didn't travel too far, but ends up in the hands of Cotter. A little chip up over the top is okay. Mark has been taken out there for Wallace as the siren sounds to end the game out here at Corio, and it'll be a great win for the Belmont Lions. Accuracy not there, but it's 13-22 to the Belmont Lions. They defeat Corio 8 goals 3. Goal kickers for the day, 2 to Edwards, 1 each to Bennett, Cotter, Flacavento, Sharp, and that's Lockie and Baker, and also Anthony Grace. And for the Belmont Lions, 4 to Brent Jarks, 3 to Josh Gray, 2 to Cam Fletcher, Mark Renton with 2, Shane O'Connell and Luke Edwards all with 1. Take a short break, and we'll come back with Grubby's final say on the day here at the Corio Oval.
Welcome back to the Viva Energy Oval at Corio, where the home side, well, for most of the day they were gallant, but they lacked genuine skill against their opponent, who ran away to a 49-point victory. Belmont Lions looked impressive. They've got some energy against them. They've got some discipline that Nathan Bissett has put into them. Grubby, what do you think about these sides' future for 2021?
Well, the future for 2021 for Corio at the moment, there's not a great future as far as winning games and making finals is concerned. But they showed enough today that they were competitive for long enough to show that they are an improved side. And I obviously never won a game in 2017 and 18 and 19, and I think they're better than that. Well, I know they're better than that. But on the other side of the coin, I think Darren Bennett will be a little bit disappointed in the way they fell away. They had a good first quarter with the wind. They lost the second quarter, but the third quarter, when they really needed to kick away and give a bit of a chase to Belmont, they just got slaughtered around the ground. And in some cases, they slaughtered themselves. They had enough of the football, and they come through the middle, and they just kept kicking it down the Belmont line straight, and it made it easy for the I nearly said it, Bell Post. I did that yesterday. But for the Belmont defenders, now, yes, they did play well, and I know you called it, Rob, a few times. They got back. But it's lovely to get back when you know the opposition's going to hit you on the chest. And that's what happened to them a lot. So that's something for Darren Bennett to work on. I don't think he needs to work on their discipline. It was fine. He doesn't need to work on their run that much, because I thought their run was pretty good. But they just slaughtered the footy. And when you do that against any side in the comp, it's going to come back and it's going to haunt you. But look, Belmont Lions, they're better than I thought they were, although I didn't know much about them. They lost Brody Edge. Brody Edge decided he would play, and he's one of the premier ruckmen of the comp, and then decided not to. And I think my big worry was where are they going to find a ruckman? Well, they bloody found one, all right. They found one in a bloke not much taller than me. But by gee, he played a great game against two man mountains. Jarks at forward, we knew he was going to be a real good asset to their side, and he proved that today with his not so much his goal kick, and if he kicked straight, he'd be going to yards tonight. Don't you worry about that for the big Wagyu steak. But he's not. Well, you blokes might vote him in. But look, their additions have been good. The blokes that they've had there have been good. They'll win some games. But I think Corio will too, as long as they improve on that effort.
Yeah, that was a point I was going to make. We think Belmont Lions are better than we thought. They probably can't make the finals, but they're good enough to pinch games against the likes of West and Winchelsea and North Geelong?
In a normal season, yes. In this season, I'm not so sure. They may down at the Winter Resort, because it's a very hard ground to play, but I've just got the funny feeling, and I said it yesterday, a side that think they might finish on top might finish 6th, 7th, 8th or 9th. It's going to be that close, and I think the sides above them have improved immeasurably. So it's going to make that hard for them. But if they continue to do what they did today and just keep going and going and going, then yes, they may pull up a couple of upsets at their home ground.
Yeah, we probably found out yesterday East Geelong made the finals in 2019. They could be better this year and not make the 5.
Yes, or they could be better and finish second. Like they'll give Thompson a run for their money yesterday, so they and if Thompson do finish on top, they might be the second best side in it. We don't know yet. And we might not know that till around 14, 15, 16. Hopefully 17, 18.
So how do we find out who's going to the Yards Hotel?
Well, we all give our 3, 2 and 1, and whoever gets the most...
And you're the mathematician?
Well, I might as well be.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you what, the bloke beside me at the longest 10 years of his life was grade 5.
Well, I'm going to give one vote to Braden Cotter from Corio, because I thought the longer the game went, the more he looked at their better player, even though Joel Bennett was pretty good. I loved Cotter's game. I'm going to give 2 votes to Brent Jarks at full forward. He not only kicked 4-7, but he created 3 others that I am aware of, and the boy Evans in the ruck, that was a splendid job to be barely 6 foot. He's probably not 6 foot. He was up against 2 monsters, won a lot of tap outs and did a lot of hard work around the ground.
Smithy.
Yep, I've given my 1 vote to Shane O'Connell. I thought his work around the ground, his explosiveness and his willingness to run right till the end of the game was exceptional. I think Alex Hand today was my number 2 player. I think he's strong around the ball. He gets a lot of it. He's obviously got a bit better fitness base than he's probably had in recent times, and I think he ran the game out pretty well, and it was a good use of the ball, and I agree that Evans for me, was the best player for the Belmont Lions side. I think his work, not only in the ruck but also around the ground, has proven that they've got a bloke that can compete with most blokes in the league.
I gave 1 vote to Brent Jarks. I think if he had a kick straight, he'd be going to Yards Hotel tonight without a doubt, but he didn't. But he was electrifying down there, so he got my 1 vote. I gave 2 votes to Evans for exactly the same reason that you've both said. He was a short ruckman who really, after the first 3 minutes, I thought, oh, this bloke's going, Stewie and the big bloke are going to dominate. And then from then on, he just played a great game. And I gave him 2 votes. And I gave 3 votes to the bloke. I stopped giving him stats when he got to 68. And Joel Bennett was by so far the best on the ground. I'll go if he's not. But Joel Bennett was unbelievable. But he's not going to the Yards Hotel because you 2 blokes know nothing about football. Evans is going to the Yards Hotel. And I
So
can't
your
believe
side
it.
gets beaten by 60 points and you're giving them less.
If he didn't play, they get beat by 8,000 points.
Well,
I reckon he had 50 touches.
that's what I'm saying, but did he use every one of them?
Just about, and that's what I said in the call.
You have a
Every time he handballed or perfectly
you have a
kicked it,
look.
the next bloke dropped it or kicked it somewhere else, and he would have been very frustrated.
During the
But
week
that'll
you do
come
your
good.
homework, you have a look.
I'll watch the video, and if he's had under 50, I'll go E. And if he's had under 39 that's hit a target, I'll go E again. He was just sensational. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people
I'm not knocking his game.
A lot of people love Brent McLeod and some of these other blokes. This bloke is the best player in the league. There you go.
I've got no doubt he can play football, but I just don't think he was as good as some of the others that in the way he actually used the ball. And
the other one,
I may have been expecting a little bit more.
well, how many? What do you want? 100
No,
possessions?
I'm
Is
just
that what
saying,
you want?
I don't know how many possessions you have. I don't take the
Christ.
possession grab. That's your job as a stats man. But you might
Jesus.
want to pick one out next week and have a look. Hello, Perce.
He was absolutely unbelievable. And the other one, I had O'Connell, because I had O'Connell down for 22 possessions.
Yep.
Then I realised there was 2 of them, so they probably had 11 each.
Now, one's O'Connor.
I certainly liked Hahn's game. I'll admit, I thought he was very, very good indeed for Belmont. Did a lot of that link stuff through the middle of the ground, but I quite like them, and I think they'll beat more than just Anarchy and Corio during this year.
I like Alex Hahn. He's so physical, and he knocks blokes out the way, and he clears the path. But when you get the ball 14 times in a game, it's not enough for him. He needs to get it more. No, honestly, and he's been the same. And his brother, when his brother was playing, they do all the hard work. I just think they need to get the ball. If they're going to pull these upsets off and climb up the ladder, blokes like him have got to get it a little bit more because he delivers it well as well.
So where are we going next week, gentlemen?
We're going out to the Thompson Thunderdome, I think. Is that what
John Mitchell Oval we're going to.
And
well, it's not the John Mitchell Oval.
He'd tell you it will be.
Eh?
and who are they taking on out
The Country Tigers.
there? The Country Tigers.
Yep. The only connection he's got with the Mitchell Oval is the year he warded it to win the grand final in '96.
You want to make an early prediction on who might win the Battle of the Tigers?
Yes. Tigers. Well, can't go wrong there, mate.
Yeah, it's interesting because you see, well, as I said, I didn't even look at the game last night, so I can't tell you how Bannockburn went. But I think it'll be a good game, but just because it's played at Thompson, I think Thompson would have to start favourite in my eyes.
They'll definitely start favourite for that exact reason. So early in the year when you don't know, I think the saving grace is you stick with the home side for a while, and then, although there was a couple of away sides got up this weekend, I think Inverleigh got up. Was there a couple more?
North Geelong.
Yeah, Thompson.
Thompson.
So there was 3 got up out of 6. But yeah, at the moment when sides are so close, I think I'll go the home ground for a few weeks until things pan out.
That's fairly good. Now, what was your highlight of the round? What do you think the thing that made your eyes pop a little?
Well, the highlight of my round was the second commentary yesterday. I thought he was fantastic, that bloke. And I think if you listen to that tape, you'll learn a lot, Rob.
I did listen to a bit of the second quarter.
I think the highlight, it's not a highlight because you shouldn't highlight these things. But when a bloke gets flattened and there's a report and a send-off before the first ball's even bounced, I don't know if it's a highlight, but it's something I'll always remember with Hutchie getting a week for Clock and Maul, and he took the week. But that was a highlight.
As you would.
Well, yeah. I think if he had gone to the tribunal, he'd be sitting on his bum on the sidelines for more than 1 week, don't you? But the umpires didn't see it. The boundary umpire reported it, I think, and brought it to the field umpires. Highlight. Oh, gee.
I don't think there's been really a highlight at this stage.
I thought it was pretty much most of the stuff that I saw, I thought would happen. And that's not being a smart aleck, but most of what I thought may happen did. No. I think the highlight was your speech at the Bell Post Hill past players. You were just so fantastic. They asked you 3 questions, and you give the one answer to all 3 of them. But it was a great speech. No, and I know another one. I'll tell you another one. I'm serious here. I don't know Wes Cusworth. I've only ever met him once. But the way he handled that past players and that, he was fantastic. I was allowed to swear once, and I thought he might not like it, but he laughed along. I thought he was professional, and he was fantastic. So he's going to go down as my highlight for the week, Wes Cusworth.
If he's not listening, I'm going to see him after this, and I'll pass on those warm regards
He
to
was
him.
tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
He's very good at it.
There was another highlight in here today. That's why I was late coming back, because Neville made a speech. Now, Neville never makes a speech at halftime, ever. But he made a speech basically just to the Corio people and the Belmont people, knowing that they're down the bottom of the ladder, and just praising them of what they've done off-field, on-field. Give him a bit of motivation. I thought he was terrific, Neville. That's the best speech I've heard him make for a very, very long time. So that's another highlight.
For a bloke who didn't find a highlight, you've found 5.
Well, only because I've been thinking outside the footy field, because there wasn't great highlights, you know. If Jarksy kicks straight today, that's a highlight, because he kicks 9 or something. But he kicked 4. So that's not a highlight, really. You expect him to kick 4. You know, there wasn't a lot of on-field highlights. But it doesn't have to be on-field in the GDFL. It's a great place to be.
It is. There's no doubt about that. Wednesday night at the launch was a good example of that. And I certainly like the Mark Edwards and Kylie Fisher in here today. They know exactly where their club's at. They know what they need to do, and they've got a positive, vibrant view of it. And so have a lot of the volunteers around the place. I saw that here Thursday night. It was a tremendous environment here at Corio. There's more than 100 meals served. A lot of people in the rooms before the game that weren't necessarily playing, but they were connected socially to the club, and that's where you build good community clubs from. So they've got a base. They've got a base to do what they need to do.
My word. And we do have some listeners, because I've just got a text from Spider Brady. He believes his commentary yesterday was the highlight of the round.
Well done to you, Spider. Well done indeed. Well, gentlemen, I think that's about it. It's the Thompson Tigers versus the Bannockburn Tigers next Saturday afternoon from Godfrey Street. We hope all you listeners will be listening again. And
what time?
I think it's a 2 o'clock start.
2 o'clock start. What time we get here? We go on air at 1:30.
I think we might go on air at 1:30.
Is there any cricket on down in Geelong? No, they got beat. So our cameraman should be on time.
Should make it on time. Thank you very much for listening this afternoon. And to you, Ronnie Bucketberg, I hope you tuned in and enjoyed the coverage as you do every week. This has been Pulse 94.7 football from the Viva Energy Oval at Corio, where Belmont Lions were 49-point winners over Corio. Thanks for listening in.
Don't forget, you're home of local football.
Your home of local football. Thanks for that. I didn't read that on the script, Richard. Back to you, Robert Eagles. Thank you very much for your support in the station this afternoon.